Yeah. Thank you for coming to the September 17th committee meeting, Festival and Chimes and Lights. We're going to get started right away with the tree decorating contest and an update on that. And we're discussing planters and how many are taken. And right now it seems like there's 11 confirmed,
Yes.
but probably verbal commitments of at least another 9 to 15 more. So,
It's moving.
yeah, so 20, 25, not too bad.
Sydney Villages or Sydney Art is going to take one too.
Oh, good, I sent them
Just
an
have to decide where.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
And I was
just
wondering if
get-
the dance gallery, has anyone heard? I stopped by there and left information, but I didn't know if anyone heard from them.
Have not.
Okay. Well, and I haven't contacted the port yet. So, but I did contact Kitsap Bank. And I haven't heard back from them, but I have. We'll see what happens.
I think Dave
Yeah,
said he would.
Dave was pretty sure they would.
Who-
Yeah.
Dave did?
Mhm.
Oh, just one?
Don't the branches want to compete?
I know.
Wouldn't they like to just take any we have
I
left
know.
over, sort of thing? Oh, good. Well, you know what? That's moving in a good direction. So we're probably getting closer to 30.
It's good.
Yes. And what's happening is we have
Nice
a
to see
copy
you.
deadline for the brochure of next week, Wednesday. And so we really don't have much time beyond Wednesday
Mhm.
to get names in the brochure. And I would think almost anyone who's sponsoring a tree would love to have that recognition.
Sure.
So we kind of need to
Move it.
ramp it up a little bit. And isn't this a week for POPSA?
It is.
And I'll be
Thursday.
there.
Thank you.
I'll be there
Mhm.
again, and I'm trying to contact anyone this week that hasn't maybe heard, or
Yeah.
because maybe the theater, I could see them putting film and all kinds
Oh,
of
yeah.
things in there.
Uh-huh.
But I understand, that there's a little fee in that. So anyway, this is a good time to pass on information, and we'll keep working at that. I want to have every single planner filled. Okay, that's.
And we'll push it out I can't remember when the last time we did for Facebook, but maybe we can do another one.
We can, yeah.
Okay.
Either end of this week or beginning of next week or
Right.
try and space
and
it out a little bit.
I'm gonna. Has the chamber talked about this at all? Who has connections with the chamber right now?
I have not talked to him about that. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we could contact the chamber too and ask if there'd be an interest, maybe even chamber having a tree.
What about the service clubs? I'll promote it through Serantimus
And I'm going to tomorrow at Rotary.
at Rotary.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, let me get my phone turned off here quick. Yeah, the service clubs are great. And it's not that we can't sell the trees after the deadline. It's just that it would be nice for people to get their names
Get
in there.
in
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Okay, Public Works on the trees.
I went and had a meeting with Jerry Reed, not the singer, this morning. And I took,
And he's with
he's with Alpine.
Alpine?
Okay.
And he gave me 3 choices of trees that he would like to sell us. And they're all pretty good priced. This one here is a western white pine,
Ooh.
if you need to see it. They're considerably different trees, so you might look.
What's the size?
We can get a 6 to 7 foot or 7 to 8 foot. And the 6 to 7 foot is $25 and the 7 to 8 foot is $30.
Those are really bushy.
Mm-hmm.
30.
Yeah, they're nice.
Pines, though, do
The
not
problem-
hold, they do not hold up like fir trees. They dry out faster, and they really can make a big mess.
Well, the problem with it being that wide is there's probably not much room.
To decorate by the time you add.
Do we have a
Yeah.
fir on the list?
We have a Fraser fir and a Norway spruce.
There we go. Oh, okay.
The spruce, now, it's got a little tougher needle, which would be good for vandalism, because you touch that, I touched it
Oh,
with
it's
my
gonna
hand and
hurt
I
you.
squeezed it and they're very tough.
So
But
that's
this is
the
a growing
spruce?
tree right now.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's a
spruce?
Norway spruce.
And what's the?
That price is 28 for the 6 or 7 foot,
Mhm.
and what did we say, 5 or 6? No, 7
7
7
to
to 8
8.
foot is $36.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna need, and this guy will do it for me.
Jerry?
Yeah, it's they call it a handle. It's the stalk of the tree, the bare stalk that,
Right.
that I'm gonna stick in the ground or in the planter. I'm gonna need at least 1.5 to 2 foot.
Yes, to go right down into the pot.
So if we got the 7 or 8 foot, that would leave 5 to 6 feet showing.
I
Right.
noticed that on that picture, there's a lot of top on that has no needles. It's just a
Well, it's a
straight
spruce.
shot up there.
It's a spruce. That's
typical
we can,
of them?
We can cut, or whoever buys the tree can
Trim
trim
it
the
down.
tree any way they want.
But isn't that part of our footage cost though, from
Yes.
bottom to top?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
And then the other one was the Fraser what?
It's a Fraser fir.
Okay.
And what's the specs on that?
This one, this is a Fraser fir for the 6 to 7 is 38, and for the 7 to 8 foot is 48.
Okay, what
But
I can
here's-
tell you is, having been in the
Oh.
Here's what they
industry,
look like. It's just
the
a,
firs
it's
just,
like almost like a noble.
they excel in long-lasting.
That's
They
good.
don't have their needles drop. They're so much cleaner. You know, even though they're a softer needle, the spruce really is kind of a pain. And it's a very dense tree, and it's actually harder to decorate because you can't get in between. The firs have more space in between for decorations.
Correct.
That extra price
Mhm.
really makes a difference in how the longevity.
Don't you crack my screen. It's already cracked.
Give it back.
So firs are what we were always looking at in the beginning. And he's got enough of those, the Frasers?
He just needs 5 or 10 day notice,
Uh-huh,
and he will have them baled for us.
okay.
And that means he'll have them wrapped up so we can stick them in the ground and then cut the bale off.
That's always nice. Yeah.
And do we need then, Bill, the 7 to 8 foot tree in order to accommodate that extra
Well, we have
trunk lip?
from the top of the planter to the bottom of the marquee, we have like 8 feet.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna do tomorrow, because there was a question about how wide the planter is, I gotta go down and measure and make sure the specs are good. So when you do make up your mind and we call him, then we know what we're getting into.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the Bay Street Association board had a couple concerns about it
Yes,
because of the planters.
yes.
So when you're doing this and you're putting the trees in, how are you securing them into the planter so that
That's
they
what
won't
the-
like
Yeah, that's what the 2
rock or
foot is
maybe
for.
break the planter?
Well, no, they'll never break the planter, but the securing them, I got a couple different ways that I'm gonna plan on trying. One is to cut 2x4s, the width of the
Mm-hmm.
planter, and then secure that in there, and then just screw those
Oh,
boards
okay.
together.
Uh-huh.
And that should eliminate any wind
Okay.
damage or anything like that.
Um,
But these aren't gonna be strong enough to break the planter.
Okay. What about the dirt that's in there? Because there are bulbs in there too.
It just stays in
Yeah,
there.
we're just gonna dig a hole right in
Okay.
the center. I'll use post hole diggers.
Oh, okay.
And slide
The
down.
dirt will just stay in there, right? Or,
We might have to remove some dirt
Hmm.
because, you displace the
Yeah.
middle, it's gotta go
once you
somewhere.
get
It might
the
not
wood in
fill.
there.
So I'm not sure, I mean,
You could make a pile someplace and then just put it back in later, right?
we could do that, yeah.
Put it on a
Or
truck.
maybe just let me know like if you think there were a lot of bulbs that were lost, we can
Okay.
replace them.
Were there other concerns, Kathleen?
I think that was it, just the security of the trees and like if they were gonna be falling or like rocking the planters.
By security, you mean that, what you just said,
Not like security that they would be vandalized, more like.
That somebody would come by and just yank it out.
Yeah, or that it would fall over in the wind.
yeah. Well,
Was a
that,
bigger concern.
that's what
Yeah.
that's the most concern that I have, is I don't want it to
Okay.
fall over, but as far as vandalism and stuff, we have no control over that.
Yeah.
Right, well, and the police did say.
Right, yeah.
They'd be down there more.
The other thing was the power, because the lights, the icicle lights on the marquee plug in to,
We'll just have to
Those-
share. If they're all LEDs, there shouldn't be a problem.
yeah, the icicle lights that the Bay Street Association uses are not LED.
I don't know what we
So-
can do about that. I mean, because those outlets are the only outlets that we have available for power.
Mhm. So that's a little bit of a concern. I'm not sure there are enough outlets to do all of the,
Well, if the LEDs you can use a 3-way jumper in each outlet,
Mhm.
and then you can just string off of that. But if we run out of options, I mean,
So are we saying we can't use the icicles then? Or we can? Or,
well, if
It's
we
one or
have
the
the
other.
icicles in and plugged in, we use every single outlet for the icicles. And we can't do LED because it's just not cost effective. We spend $1,000 on the icicle lights, and the year that we did LEDs, they didn't last. And so we spent like $6 a string instead of $1.99 a string, and they were all out. So
So the icicles now are not LED?
no, they're
Okay.
not, and we don't reuse them year to year. It's just
You don't?
No, we can't. Half of them burn out.
Okay.
So
and if we put them up, they might go out in a
yeah,
week.
because they're up the
I see.
entire. They're up and on the entire
See,
time
now
they don't
that's-
get shut off.
that's where if you bought the LEDs, you could reuse them.
Well, that
year
was
to
the idea the year that we did, but then they didn't last. So it was
year. The LEDs.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because they're outside, they're exposed to so much, I think, and they're on the entire time. So in most cases, they're off during the day, but because of this situation though, with the power, they're just on.
Well, if we have enough trees, we may not need the LEDs covering the whole area. You know, if every
Right.
tree has pretty much got lights on it, then maybe we don't need LEDs, the icicle lights right
Icicle.
there. Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like the merchants really like the icicle lights. So
If you have gaps in them, I don't think that would look aesthetically pleasing.
yeah. I think we should ideally have both. It's just a concern about like, is there enough power down there for all of it? So,
Well, power, I'm sure it's just, there's 5 outlets on each block with 2 plug-ins.
mhm.
And so there's gonna have to be some extension cord used, but, can we stretch those? And the LEDs might take up way too much, they might be popping breakers. We could sure try it.
The icicles.
Yeah, the icicles.
If
Not
you,
the
if you
LED.
put multiple plug-ins in one of the outlets,
Yes, that's what I was referring to, there's a little
right,
junction with 3.
yeah, yeah.
And you plug it into the outlet and then you can run off of that. But they would most definitely have to be LEDs.
On the trees especially.
And did we say anything on the application that they're LED required for lighting, or did we just say lights?
We
I
just
think-
said decorations.
Oh, decorations,
yeah.
okay.
But we can say LEDs. We can.
If they do
tell-
lights, we prefer, you don't have to, it's-
One of the things I can do is I can talk to Mike, our electrician, and see if he.
get his
can
recommendation, yeah.
Mhm. That would be good.
Yeah.
How many sets of icicles do you guys buy?
We buy like $1,000 worth, and so each one, I think we can connect 4 to each power, and so, I don't know, we use an entire box full, a couple boxes full,
Yeah.
so.
We
it's a
took
lot of
some
lights.
back,
We do
yeah.
take some back, but then some don't work usually, so, yeah.
But this is an unusual year, with the trees and all.
Right,
I don't know whether,
yeah, it
I
just.
think it's best just to talk to the electrician first and make
Yeah,
sure.
let me
Okay.
talk to Mike tomorrow.
Okay,
And I'll let Randy or Janine know.
Okay.
when I find out.
Experiment and just go plug in 3 or 4 sets of lights and the icicle lights and see what it does. If it blows the power, we know.
It would take a whole bunch of them. We don't know what a tipping point is.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow the whole town.
Well, that could be our celebration.
Like we did on concerts.
Oh, you did?
Oh, we lost the whole power, all the downtown grid. Thursday night, just as the band got ready to play, boom, the power went out.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh.
I never did hear the source of the problem, but all of downtown went out. Then the chaplain from Bretzel, he and his wife went home and got a generator and brought a generator back down, and the band played.
Wow,
Yeah,
How nice of
that's
them.
very
yeah,
good.
that was very nice.
Resourceful. Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
All right, there's always a little something.
There is.
Mhm. We'll just
Probably
keep-
depends on how many trees we end up with too, as far as the power. I
Mhm.
mean,
Well, we
if
could-
we end up with 30,
Mhm.
maybe it wouldn't be quite as bad, right? If we
Yeah.
end up with 50, it'll be quite bad.
Well, we could control that.
Yes.
You certainly could.
If we need to
Yeah.
cut it off at some point. I mean, is there someone that might configure that?
Let me talk to Mike and see, get his input.
that'd be
and
great.
then,
Because he'll know the number of amps and
Yeah.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
How much it can hold on that circuit.
Because if we have to limit the number of trees, we'll do that.
And we could go back
Or
to
just the number of
old-fashioned
trees
days, Mike can.
with lights, right? Would we want trees up without any lights?
There's, I think, 3 or 4 of them without lights.
Yeah, so.
But
Yeah.
we could have those. But, we can go back to just only selling so many.
Yeah.
And then even them out a little bit. We've got a lot on the north side and only a
Mhm.
couple on the south side. But the north side's pretty empty, so it sort of makes
Yeah,
sense,
that's
you know what I
That's
mean?
true, yeah.
Well, yeah. Why don't you see if Mike can kind of figure that
Okay.
out?
I'll see if, I know that they're in the middle of some pump thing, so
Oh,
tomorrow
yeah.
may not be the day,
Oh,
but
yeah.
one day this week I will.
Okay, okay. Okay, yes, we don't want to oversell if we can't deliver. But we sure can control that. And it will still be very pretty. That's a lot of
Mhm.
trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We could maybe just kind of bring it in a little bit too.
And we are still going to do the poles, the garland of the poles, or did I hear that?
Well, we're going to put garland wherever we can, around City Hall and
Yeah.
where we can safely
Oh,
put
not
it.
downtown.
Well, if I do it, there's no way it'll be lit up.
No.
It's just for
Oh, I
day-
know
day.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But maybe we would have enough. If we had 50 trees, I'm just projecting, 50 trees,
Mhm.
that would be, maybe we wouldn't need the icicles.
Mhm.
Kathleen, what do you think?
I don't know.
And if they would light 50 trees, that'd be outstanding.
You think that'd be just
Pretty
beautiful down, you know what I mean?
That would
But
be
I don't
really
know.
pretty. Yeah, I mean, that would be.
When do you
know,
plan to put up
I mean, it is an
the
unusual
lights?
year. It's not
Mhm.
like we're not giving up on icicles.
Right, we were looking at, for the icicle lights, that Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Okay, and
We're doing it the week before, right?
yeah, it's the 5th through the 9th that the
Yeah.
trees are going into place, and decorating starts on the 12th through the 20th.
So we should have an idea of what it's
Just
gonna
to the
look like
ninth, The trees are
in full
going
bloom
in.
with the lights before.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a good,
When would it be best to put the icicles?
That's probably something you two should work out also. What order?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
going to be in your way to have the icicle lights up
Yeah.
when
see,
you start
that'd be
working, or
important.
should they go up after?
Well, that's a good question, but the only thing that's gonna be actually hanging there is the cords.
Right.
And they'll get tucked. What I suggest is whoever, I mean, if it's me, I'll suggest it to me too. Just take it along the cord that's there with the outlets on it and
Mhm.
kind of zip tie it
Yes.
periodically to keep it
Yeah.
hanging there.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then where it comes down to dangle by the tree so they can access the power, then that's up to the volunteer or whoever has the tree.
Right.
Which leads me to another question. When they start decorating, it's at their time frame to do that, and when they're ready to say, plug it in,
All they gotta do is plug it in.
all they gotta do is plug it in without you there, right? Okay.
So I think if we get those little outlet extenders, with the LEDs have such a small draw on the outlets, it should probably be okay.
supposedly it's supposed to be using hardly any power at all.
Right,
you know?
yeah, right.
As an example, most of the lights on the big tree, well, they're all LEDs, but a lot of them are plugged into themselves, not to themselves, but third.
Oh, yeah.
Like a chain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can chain
Yeah,
like
that's
10 of
right.
And you would
those
think
together.
how many are going on that
nursing
tree? You would think
knives.
just one light or 2 strands. You wouldn't think any more than 2 strands on that tree, would you?
On a 7 or 8
No,
tree?
I wouldn't think so. No.
You think just
2 or
50
3.
strands wouldn't put a whole, how
Yeah.
many strands do you think goes on the big tree?
Oh, there's,
Oh, boy, lots.
Yeah.
Mini.
Yeah.
More than 50?
25 maybe.
Okay, so
'Cause
half.
most of them are 100-foot strands.
Mhm.
And so,
I put 12 strands on my tree, so just
Mhm.
saying. I put a lot of
Nice
lights.
tree.
Well, no, it's just a lot of lights. I put a lot of lights on a tree. So
You do.
you can put quite a few on.
Yeah, you can.
Um,
A 25 light is about 15 feet maybe,
25 feet.
mhm.
If you have 25 lights, they're usually a foot apart.
foot apart, okay.
Well, let's get that worked out.
Yeah, Mike should know all
I
that.
think no matter what, we're just gonna work with what we have.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
come up with the prettiest display of anything we
Mhm.
have, and it's gonna be great.
And chances are it'll work out just fine. I have to throw that out there because
Well,
if
it's
that
just
problem
reality.
arises, you
Yeah.
don't want to know about it.
It's
Right.
reality.
Yeah, we need to figure it out.
Mhm.
And you just keep it to yourself.
Just don't tell us. Let us know on the day of.
No, and I'm gonna go back to the choice of tree. I think for worry-free tree, the Fraser is it.
This is a price,
That's the $38.
The 38 or the 48, depending on the size.
Does the 38 include the wrapping?
yeah, that, it's all included. And
Okay.
he'll even trim up the bottom to have.
And
the-
it includes sales tax too?
Nice.
No, no.
Okay. Well, I think the $38
Mhm.
tree is it.
So the 6 to 7 foot?
Mm-hmm.
And he will accept, he will bill us.
Billis, okay.
Okay, that actually would work really well. And you won't have that mess. Pines are terrible
Yeah.
when they fall. I mean, it's a big mess. And spruce, again, you said it. People decorating are gonna get all
And he
full of little
needs,
holes and,
and he needs a 5 to 10 day notice.
He
So
would
you're gonna-
like that.
So you're gonna have a cutoff on
Yeah,
when you
'cause he-
accept orders.
He
right.
ships
Yeah.
to other places large quantities of trees.
So if we just backdate the 10 days, if I just backdate that 10-day,
Well, November 5th is when you start putting them up,
Mhm.
so.
So the key thing right now is how many can we safely put up to be able to handle the electricity downtown? I know it's a little bit of a guess on that, but if we need to only sell these 30 trees, then that's fine. We can kind of backtrack then and we just
Okay,
sit down.
let me get with Mike one day this week, and I will collect all of my junctions. I call them junctions, they're probably called something else in the electrical world, but you
Okay.
plug them into the outlet, and then there's 3 plugins on it.
Mhm.
And so if we have those, it'd be 6 times 5, that's 30 outlets that we would have
Okay.
available to us.
That's good.
Ours, yeah.
And we do like 4 strings of icicle lights in each outlet. So, and that works out.
Yeah, we can.
We can go outlet to
And then we
outlet.
can string together the extension cords, daisy chain them together,
Okay.
and then more than one tree can be on the same.
Yeah.
Would
same line.
it be possible, this is a thing, that when you put the trees up, that you would help us with the lights, icicle light type thing? I'm just thinking, trees, icicles, plugs. When we put it up, when we put the icicles up, there's always plugs
Mhm.
issue. It sounds like if we had the 50
If we did it all
trees,
at the same time.
yeah, sort of coordinated somehow. I mean, we will get help. But it'd be nice if we had
You said the-
someone there
You said
like
the key.
you.
You said the key word.
I know.
If when we're scheduled to do this,
Mm-hmm.
these trees, and we're plugging in the deals, I will let you know, or whoever. I don't know.
Kathleen. I
And
just
they
throw
can
it
send
out.
somebody down to do the icicles, and then we'll help them plug them in and everything.
Yeah. What do you think, Kathleen? I'm just thinking,
When do you usually do them on a Sunday?
We usually do a Sunday, yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. You can go ahead and do them, plug them in, and then when I go down to plug in those little junction things, I'll re-plug those
He'll
in.
You know what,
Oh,
that
okay.
makes the most sense.
Yeah.
good.
Go ahead and hang
Because
your
that's
So
eye.
you want them done before then?
Yeah, just give us.
Before the 5th.
Yeah, sure. What are
Okay.
you doing tomorrow?
Before the 5th.
We'll get them done.
We do.
Christmas lights up.
Kathleen and I.
No, Bugsy will be on the ladder.
Yeah.
I'll hold the ladder. Okay.
So just rough calculation, based on our timeline, it looks like we knew this. And so the decorating contest, so Santa's gonna be judging it on the 21st.
Yes.
So if our deadline would be 10 days before that, would be November 11th. And we have here that the decorations will be, applicants provide decorations with decorating taking place November 12th through the 20th.
Yes.
So that's perfect. So as long as
That was coordinated.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
that was intentional.
So 10 days, so the last date, so on November 11th should be our last day for the final numbers to give to the tree guy
Oh, okay.
for decoration. That's 10 days, and so if we have a couple right at the
November.
end, that would be 5 days before
No,
that, but,
the trees get set up, Randy, the 5th through
The
the
5th.
the
Fifth
5th
through
through
the
the
ninth.
12th.
right. But
So-
our last deadline to let the tree person know would be the 11th, so if there's any
We'll have
last
the trees by
stragglers,
then.
okay.
We actually
You mean
will have the
October
trees by
11th?
then.
We'll have them in.
October 11th?
November.
They're gonna be in
No.
place by then, Brandy.
Yeah.
What we need to do
The
is.
trees are gonna be in the planters between the 5th of November
Mhm.
and
You
the,
know, 12.
Right.
Ideally, right.
yeah.
No, I mean.
But if we had a couple planters left and somebody says at the last minute we want, or are we just gonna say no?
No.
The 5th will be the
Say
last
no.
date.
Yeah, the-
So November, so he'll have plenty of time. So
Yeah.
November 5th will be the last date.
Right, and it will be.
So that we know not to take any more after the 5th.
The end of.
Actually, it'd be the 4th, because the 5th through the 9th is the install, so
Well,
the
yeah, I think
4th.
we actually had it go off in there.
Okay.
Was it the end of October? Jenny, do you remember?
That is a fantastic question. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I believe it was through October.
Right, we won't take any more
So-
orders after we've gone and gotten the trees or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, that'll just be too late. So,
Okay. It just is August 3rd, but it's probably on a different, maybe it's on a different form. Okay.
oh, for the, yeah, it might be on, anyway, I'll look it up.
Okay.
I have the
Yeah,
sheets.
so- Yeah, so if we can know what that last date is, one, so I can let Michelle know we're not taking applications or any payments after that date. And then whatever that number is, we'll get it to Bill, and then you can get it to the people, and then they'll invoice us.
I would,
Okay.
at the least, at the very last least, November 5th, right? Last day.
We're gonna plan it on the 5th, so
Yeah, that's,
we would let
so
them know.
I'll have them in my, I'm gonna go get them on the 5th.
Yeah,
So
so
5
we'll
days
have
before
them.
that.
Oh,
should
there you
be
go.
Should be the last.
So that's
day.
October
October
31st.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Halloween,
That's
okay.
it.
And that's-
Halloween.
That's at the very.
That's
if we
5,
sell
yeah,
out
so
before
really,
that, I'll let him
5
know
days before that, so it
Yeah.
would be 10,
Yeah.
26?
And
So
we'll
October
know-
26th is the 10-day.
And
And that's
after-
the date that I need if we get an extra 1 or 2.
I
That's the
said
date.
5 to
Gotcha.
10 ideally, but he can probably live with
Yeah.
5.
So October 26th is gonna be,
The cutoff.
until we hear
Perfect.
differently,
And I think
October
that's a
26th.
Friday too.
And what we can
So-
hear is how many trees we can safely sell to provide
Lights.
lights.
Okay.
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 Yeah, and then if people were willing to do battery operated lights, then we could sell more.
Mm.
But I think we should most people are going to count on power.
The only problem with battery operated is that if you're letting them run 24 hours, the batteries are
Mhm.
gonna
Oh, I know.
fail.
I know.
real
Yeah.
quick.
That is gonna be very hard to
Yeah,
maintain.
that would be hard to
I agree.
maintain.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of the key thing is knowing how many trees we can go with. Because we could cut this off at 30 trees. You know, that's what we all have to do. But this week is pretty crucial into next is trying to get as many sponsors as we can the next week. Right? Okay, that was very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And maybe we can even on the website put down LED lights. I mean, I don't think it's,
Yeah.
we only have 11 people contacted right now, I mean, sponsors. and let everyone know that that is the best bet for safely lighting the tree.
Could definitely do that. Yep.
Okay. Kathleen, thanks so much.
yeah.
See you
Thank
tomorrow, I guess. Okay. Okay, thanks. It was valuable. All right. Anything else that needs to be added about that? Okay.
I'm working on the new shed that I have for my park stuff.
Yeah.
There's room, it's a tall building. And I'm looking at getting permission to build a loft.
Oh,
So
wow.
all the Christmas stuff will be coming up to the park shed.
Oh, wow.
Because right now it's at the.
It's at South Shed right now, and the room it's in is being overtaken with woodworking products.
Okay.
And I need, not just me, but whoever's involved in this needs to be able to go into a room or an area and see what's there.
Right.
And right now I'd have to move stuff around to even get to it. So.
Yeah, and, I don't think we're ever going to leave decorating out from city events. It's a really important part of Port Orchard. So having a place to store them, and we can see how expensive these things are. And if we can store them safely and reuse them, that makes a lot of sense. So, good.
It may not happen this year, I'm told, but it will happen.
Okay.
And I'm asking for, bed, and fridge, and a TV, and see what happens.
And make sure and watch those, make sure that they're safe and secure.
It's going to be a little man cave, it's sounding like, isn't it?
Absolutely. Disco light.
I can see the Santa sleigh or couch being universal.
We're not going to
All
take
year
that
round
back.
use, I'm guessing?
Probably
Oh.
a spare mattress would fit it.
Yes, yes. Sometimes we can be silly. It works.
And-
No, I was going to ask too, but we've got it all set with Al Mahaney for the sleigh too, don't we? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's
Yes.
Al is doing the touch-ups on it, so we won't have to do any work on it.
Yeah, last time I spoke to him, he said that it might need some touch-ups and he was looking into
Okay.
doing that.
Okay.
I'll need to touch bases with him to find out what size ball to take on my hitch so I can tow his trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
So that should be, he should know that right off the bat.
I bet he will. Yeah. Okay. Good.
And then, did we task you at some point months ago about checking to see a cost for the big tree?
Oh, yeah.
Jones's Farms? I thought you were
Yeah,
going to check
Bill
with
Jones,
them.
I touched bases with them. I didn't get a price, but
Okay.
based on how he's done in the past, it'll probably be about $200 to $250.
That's within our budget, so that's great.
Okay, what is the highest? I mean, I'm not gonna agree. Okay, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm just
Right.
gonna say over.
That's what we have budgeted for,
Okay.
and
I'll be-
hopefully we don't have to go over that.
I'm planning on doing a lot of Christmas stuff this week. So.
Okay.
And I think in the past, it's been about $250-ish.
Yeah, it has.
So if we can stick to that, that'd be awesome. And just
Okay.
remind him,
And
it's our
then-
20th anniversary.
All he does for us is cut it down. I mean, it's growing on a tree farm that's no longer being used as a tree farm.
Oh.
But I'm sure he's given us a discount,
Oh, he
maybe? So maybe if we know as soon as we can, then we can get it to Cindy and is that the type of thing that you would put on the brochure as a sponsor or no?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
So the
Yeah,
he's been
sooner,
on in the past.
so if
I
you
know
know
that
this week
he's-
and get it to Cindy by Monday,
Because we took it off.
Right.
yeah.
So if Jones needs to be added on there, we had it on as Jones Tree Farm, I think, didn't we? Or how
Yes.
do we put it, his
It was
name?
Jones Tree Farm.
Okay, and how about hauling it?
That, I talked to Brad. Brad wants to be a part of it, but he's busy. and-
Case code?
Yes. Brad Page.
Okay,
And so I don't have an answer for that just yet nailed down, but he wants to be a part of that.
Brad does.
Yes.
Okay.
So I should list him also.
But now is.
Now, last year it was a close because they shared the equipment and so somebody else had it scheduled or.
It was it was some kind of mix-up or something, but what's his name? Lou Berry? Did you
Lou
know
Berry.
Lou Berry?
Sounds familiar.
He.
Yeah,
has a
Lou, I think
truck.
he's the one that called that one. Yeah,
That-
that's right. He called and said that there was a scheduling conflict, but we were going to work it out. Because I think that was part of the Saints.
And
So,
anything.
Is it, oh, is it? Okay.
Or he was
Oh,
helping
yes.
the Saints or
Okay.
Okay, I wonder if I could talk to him independently.
could be.
I know where he lives.
I don't think I have his number. He just called me one day out of the blue
Okay.
and said,
I might
like,
have his
okay.
number in some notes I have.
I can check mine, but
Okay.
I don't know that I have any. I
But,
might have just
uh,
sent you an email. I can check my email.
I know where he lives because he asked me to come out and look at the tree last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Broken.
Yeah,
Mm.
because he's like, you're gonna.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so if
I
we
remember
could
that now.
get him to haul the tree for us. Now, the difference, I don't know where it came from last year,
Mhm.
but this,
it was up
Bill-
north somewhere. I thought pretty far up.
well, Jones Tree Farm is in Paulsville
Okay,
on Sand Hill.
okay.
I was Googling something personally. And there's a, I was looking for gravel. And there's a gravel that's in Bremerton. And then I clicked this link because it said, oh, we do Christmas trees or whatever. I'm like, that's kind of weird, gravel and Christmas trees. So anyway, so I clicked on it and that there is another tree farm in, I don't know, they said they bought it in 2004 and they could blah, 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 blah. So I can't remember the name of it, but I was going to find it and then send it to you as just an option. I mean, if Jones's Tree Farms doesn't come through, if they would be
Yeah,
willing to.
I'm gonna get a hold of them this week and nail that down. But the last time I talked to him not too long ago and he said, yeah, no problem, so
Okay.
just a matter.
And seeing if it meets our needs,
Yeah.
getting
I
kind
know.
of close.
Yeah, I know that we, last time George and I went out there, last few times, we tagged a few trees. And then we, quit going because of Saints, but
Mhm.
So I'll find that and send it to you and then, for whatever worth, if we
Okay.
need a backup.
okay.
Like I said, I don't know if they're interested or not, if they even do that type of thing or anything, I don't know, but.
Well, I'll spend the rest of the week getting a tree nailed down,
Okay,
not literally, but,
okay. And again, just please let us know how many trees we can safely sell.
okay. Yeah, I'll
Um,
talk to Mike.
Because I'm kind of pushing right now, but we can stop at
Okay.
any point because, whatever.
Well, I know that you're letting them pick the planter,
Yeah.
Different.
but if we
Well-
stop at a point, we might have to
Right.
even those up.
And what we'll just do
So
is
as soon
talk
as we
to-
know, then Cindy will go back to the
Yeah.
map and say, okay, we're not gonna use these
We'll have to
pieces or
just tell
whatever.
everybody we need to even it out a little bit,
Sure.
which we can do.
Yeah.
When you're only dealing with this many people, that's not that big of a deal. But like I said, north side is really the side that's most visible. So the other side has so much going on, comparatively speaking. But yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll just keep at
Okay.
this. But as we know, it's the middle of September, October, November, 2 months.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I bring up
Close.
fire pits? Because my board meeting is Thursday night, and we had Bob Morehouse maintaining them last year.
Okay.
And I just want to know how that went from you guys' perspective.
I don't think we got any feedback at all.
Okay.
I think it must have went fine. I still have some of those logs left over.
If we need any more, let me know, because
The little
either
Presto
myself or
logs.
my mother-in-law will donate the
Well,
logs.
these are
again.
the,
The Presto logs
Presto.
or whatever style. But if you need, because I know you need a combination of,
Okay,
let me know
yeah.
and we can,
and with
Smart.
the Presto logs, they're like 6-hour burning. So you throw a log or two of wood in there, and I think that fire pit goes until, because you don't want it burning right up to the time you're
No.
gonna throw it, put it away.
Okay. You picked them up from Al last year,
I believe I did, yes.
and then he has them now?
we do. I
Because,
thought we
We-
kept them, right?
because we were,
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, 'cause I think we
Fountains
kept them. He said to take them because they
Right.
weren't his.
right.
And so we kept them, I believe, and a couple of them we threw out, or we were going to because they weren't. We had 6 or 8, we were gonna kind of remember this conversation last year,
I remember the
but
conversation.
that's what I thought,
I
but-
remember where I've seen them.
Okay.
I hope they're right where I
So,
put them.
do you want me to ask Bob then if he'll maintain those like he
That'd
did
be
last year?
wonderful.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll do that too. I'll check and see if,
make sure we still
and
have them.
borrow this to make
Mhm.
notes on.
What was his last name again?
Morehouse,
Oh, yeah.
Morehouse.
Okay,
I'll ask him
okay.
Thursday night.
Thank you. Okay, good. That's a lot of good information. You got quite the list there, Bill.
And are you having the royalty do the pooch and purr like they did before? Bring it back over here for announcing time?
It would be nice if they could.
Okay. I just need to let Helene know so that she can get all that on her
Right.
calendar.
Yes, we would
Okay.
love to have royalty up there. So that worked.
Okay.
They were a little wet, but.
Yeah, they were a little bit.
Maybe
It'd
this
be
year
nice
will be
for a
better.
nice day, like today.
They were dripping wet.
That's why we should do the Christmas thing in July.
Ah.
Christmas in July.
Yes.
I agree. Something else I was gonna ask you. Oh, who did you end up doing to turn the tree on?
Haven't announced that yet.
You haven't got one yet?
Oh, no, we have
Oh,
somebody. We
okay.
haven't just
All right.
announced it.
Okay,
Yeah. But we will
okay.
pretty soon. So, okay, garbage and trash cans, that was all settled, wasn't it, pretty much?
Yeah, we bring down a few cans. We don't scatter them around the city, but we do put them around City Hall and over there in the lot.
And did we get more?
Sheila said she got more, didn't she? She said that she was gonna be putting more trash cans out.
I think she said she normally does for her things and she was gonna leave.
Yeah, as long as she could dump them in the trucks, right? Wasn't that the deal?
I think, yeah.
You know, I got a suggestion that
Sheila borrows
maybe has
ours.
nothing to do with the committee, but I would suggest that talking to the community service people and seeing if anybody wants to come in on that Saturday that need the hours,
Oh,
that he could keep the place policed, not, picked up litter control.
litter control?
For community service, so
Yeah, if they
like,
come-
so we
they
can contact
come-
KCR?
Yeah, if they could come in on a Saturday, I don't know what their policies are, I'm not involved in
Yeah, I
that.
don't know either, but I can talk to Trish or
Yes,
you want me to
yeah.
talk to
Yeah,
Trish?
They
Go
would
ahead.
probably ultimately have to pay their guy overtime. And
Well,
they
there's
don't
gotta
have-
be some
Not if it's
offset
community
times.
service.
I don't know, I have to figure out what the, yeah.
They
well,
don't have to come in the
I'll ask
whole
her.
time, I think that probably even last, I don't know, maybe the last few hours,
So like 2 to 6-ish, or do you want on the tail
maybe a
end?
little later.
Later, so, yeah, I don't know.
Because
But
it
that-
doesn't really shut down until 7:30.
Yeah.
So probably until almost 8:30.
And the whole time, they'd be walking around enjoying the festivities too, it's not like they're actually.
But then get community service hours, okay. I'll ask Trish and see what she can do. And maybe there'll be a sponsor and donate somebody, I don't know.
There you
We're calling them a trash guard?
go.
Okay.
Executive trash card.
Executive, or are they litter bugs? No, they're capturing litter bugs. Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay, so that's pretty much taken care of. And you know that Sheila will be back a couple of times probably. She no longer is living here. And so she'll be back though
She
for these
will.
events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, and to do the planning. She'll still be doing the Jingle Bell Run.
It's true.
Will she be back the following year or only this year?
She-
Is she
I don't
in-
think
To be
it is.
determined.
Yeah.
They're just trying to see how this works.
Yeah.
The long distance
Long
thing.
distance,
Mhm.
yeah,
Chances are pretty good it'll be fine.
good.
So, advertising, Marina and
I'm
I.
gonna sneak out.
Yes, thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks for the input on the lights.
Oh, you're welcome.
And the trees.
That's what I'm here for, all kinds of bad news.
I know, sorry.
So with advertising, Brandy and I were talking today about our budget and what we could afford. And basically, we can afford what we've had in the past, so we will have the brochures. And we're working like crazy to try to meet the early deadline, because that's
Mhm.
early for us, really it is. And the utility bills will have the inserts. That's actually
Those have
starting.
gone out. Yeah, I think the first one will be next week. They'll go
Mhm.
out for the
They're
first
pretty.
cycle.
They're the usual pretty blue.
Mhm.
It's such a nice way to advertise. Yeah, and those go in all the utility billings. And there are 2 cycles, you know that.
Will Kitsap Bank put that on their announcements and their
Yes.
bank statements too?
Yes, they'll have
So they
it on.
have all that info.
Yes, they do. And let's see, also are able to do all of the 5 half-page ads in different publications, and that's a pretty wide range of publications.
Covers all the county.
Yeah, and that'll be within 3 weeks, I think it is, that we're putting those ads in. So that's good coverage, and we will have that jacket cover and that insert. So that has all the information, the map, the breakdown of everything. So that's a good amount of advertising.
Yeah.
And we've already had, the little couple of ads that went in to talk about the tree decorating contest. Facebook, website, all of that is being maintained and is really, I think, more user-friendly and more beautiful than ever. It's really very
I'll have to
nice.
Look, I haven't looked yet.
Oh, you have to.
So the city, somebody called last week asking if we'd be interested in a radio broadcast. And so we said, well, send all the information to us and the cost, and then we will bring it to the committee and the chair. So
During the event?
for the event, not during,
Oh,
but just
okay.
advertising, marketing to the event, it's $500. So I know that we had met this morning, and so
Usually
it's pretty tight.
It's a
so.
hit or miss when it comes to this kind of media,
Mhm.
and I just don't think it really serves us that well. And we were even talking, a majority of the people who come have some kind of connect, whether it be with the run, they have some child that they know that's
Yeah.
going to be performing, someone in the dance studio is performing,
A lot of local Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, they all participate.
right, the
in
kids,
a lot.
and this is what keeps
Do
people
people
coming.
still listen to a radio?
That's a good
Everybody's
question.
on their phones.
Well, you ask them.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Right, and the thing is, with a spot or a couple of spots, it goes by so quickly. And there's nothing left that they can hang on to.
Mm-mm.
Still a little bit favoring the print,
I
what
am
we
too.
do.
All the social media you can hit.
Hmm. So, and, I think that if you've got a couple of kids in the choirs,
Mhm.
then they're gonna be looking for grandma and everybody else to
Yeah.
come. And that just spreads the joy. Once
Yeah.
people come to one, then they're pretty much sold
Mhm.
on coming. So I would probably say, we talked about radio in the past, and that I'm just kind of saying what we concluded back then. For $500, which to me seems like a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and no measurable results. That's
Right.
kind of it. So, but thank you. I mean, we always have to consider.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see, where are we at? Back to the agenda. Okay, I buried you. So the brochures, okay, again, deadline next week on the 26th. We've got that. Christmas, okay, the tree setup will be that same week of November 5th through 9th, the big one. So there'll be a lot going on downtown. And since we don't have to hang the garland, we won't be paying for the extra time, I believe, time and a half, which we had to have Public Works down there at night because of traffic. So that will help with our budget. We know that Bill is going to be hugely involved with many other things, but that evens us out.
Yeah.
So that works. Chimes, have we heard anything about the chimes?
Janine's got some
I
news.
keep listening for them.
So there's still, it does not seem like we're gonna have the chimes ready for the event.
fixed.
However, yeah,
Oh.
Public Works can manually do the chimes.
Oh,
So if we give them specific times, they can have somebody up there. And I think that's what a
Oh,
former
great.
employee used to do when he was up there, is he just got the times.
He
to
did.
which
Manually.
songs to play, then he could just
Oh.
manually
you
do it.
did, because yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
that is
Good.
definitely still an option. So
Okay.
Public Works, they let me know they were gonna test it here pretty soon. So if you just hear random chimes or songs,
Yeah.
Christmas
look into
music.
it. Christmas music, yep.
Oh, good.
They're just testing it. So it works, it just has to be done manually.
Okay.
And they're going to
Good.
accommodate for that. So.
Definitely, yep. Yeah.
Yay.
Great team.
Yeah.
And also, now that you're here with the Pooch and Pet Parade, are you going to be down there helping to run it? Is that what you did last year too?
Yeah, so essentially we hosted it. We provided the baskets with the help of cookies. They provided a lot of the prizes. We had judges down there hosting or creating the contest. I believe you were a judge
I
last year.
was.
Yes.
You ran wonderfully. You
So
did a
glad.
good job.
Thank you. This year we're gonna have one of our staff members. She is a she has a degree in photography, so she'll be taking pictures.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I forgot, along with the big baskets that we had, we provided rosettes, official rosettes that you normally see at the dog shows or at
Oh, nice.
sports events. So got a lot of good feedback from the prize winners of a nice touch on that. So
And you're still calling it
it's
Pooch and
fantastic.
Purr?
Yes.
On parade or parade?
Pooch and Purr Parade. I think
Okay.
is whatever we called it last year, just to
Okay.
be consistent.
All right. Well, one thing that we need to do is get the route figured out again. Is it the same route that was done several years ago? Do you
I'm
know?
not 100% on that.
Okay.
We were
Because-
kind of confused on that last year too.
Yes. Well,
It's the same one.
we took it off our maps
Okay.
because for a while we didn't really have it. And there was some confusion. But we need to add the paw prints back on our maps again. And is that?
I have an old brochure. Do you want me to give it to her? And it
It's
doesn't have
not
the
on-
paws, but if she wants to mark it, or do you want me to find an old one with the
I
paws?
actually have one.
Oh,
Can we get into this room here?
I think so, yeah.
Easily? If you would just give me 1 minute, we'll get a very old brochure that'll help all of us.
I think the last 4 years that I've been a judge, we have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Just, down and around. The judges have been in different spots or,
Yeah.
but we've just gone straight down and around. Of course, it was pouring down rain last year,
Yeah.
which was a sad thing.
So I have a question on the pictures. Would we be able to utilize some of those pictures
Yes.
for social media and our website? And
Yes, definitely.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so our goal
Okay.
is to give you copies and then hopefully to print some up for the winners. And then that way they have a copy and then they have that copy now. Unless we have it, you guys have it.
that would be fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
I manage the marketing and social media for the clinic too, so I
Nice,
I get
okay.
where you're coming from.
Oh, that is perfect.
Okay, you can see on there, that was the 2014.
What year is this?
That's 2017, it won't be on that one. So.
Yeah,
all
because
of
we had
you-
a lot of people come up to us last year saying, oh, is this where the Pooch and Purr Parade's going to be at, where is it at? And so it'd be nice to have it back on the map just to kind of help
Well,
clarify.
we'll certainly do that. But just confirm that this is a
Yeah.
good route for it. Bobby, you would be better at confirming this than not.
Well, we usually just go from where they started here on Bay.
Uh-huh.
This map shows it going around the corner, but we usually stopped at the light, went across, and then down, but went around one side, down and around.
So there's a little road right between, is there a road right here?
Just
The
past,
Kitsap Bank drive-through? Is that where you started? Was on that road there?
Yeah.
Okay.
so it's kind of the parking lot.
So you just stop right. We'll just go here.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just go on one side of the street and then go on the other side? Is that what you guys
That's what we
did?
did.
Okay, and how
Yeah.
far down do you go? Just all the way, is this about
here?
right, showing
Not down
here?
to the
Mhm.
candy shop?
It doesn't come all the way here.
No, it didn't go.
It doesn't go all the way to Sydney?
Yeah, it went
Yeah.
to Sydney.
Oh, it
Yeah,
did?
that's where
Oh, it does.
Went,
Just
yeah,
where
just to
Josephine
Sydney,
sat.
it didn't go on down towards the candy store, no.
So it didn't cross the street to Josephine's, it stopped at that cross before you go across the intersection, correct?
Oh, you're,
Here, this side, sorry.
Josephine's is down here. You're talking.
Oh, I was thinking
You're in the wrong.
the pavilion, I'm in the wrong area.
place.
You're in the wrong.
Never mind. Excuse me.
I'm here, Old Central, but right here is where they just came down. That looks about right, and they crossed before, they didn't go.
Oh, they
across
didn't,
it.
okay, so
No.
that looks about,
No.
it ends about right.
Yeah.
Okay, and it comes all the way down to this area here where we have the hay rise. Is this too far? Are the paw prints going too far?
I think it was.
I think so, because I think it was just a nice box, wasn't
Right.
it, from the bank down to the light and then.
Right.
So the drive-through bank?
It didn't go down to the hayride.
Yeah, this is too far. So it
Yeah.
goes
Because there's a
down
little
this-
road right here,
So
yeah.
right about here is where we stop,
Yeah.
And just showing this little stretch right here is fine.
Right.
I could probably get a
Okay.
paw print or two coming from here.
Oh, like it's starting,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be
That's
nice.
it. We'll get
That's
the
okay.
paw prints going to the drive-through then, okay?
Yeah.
That's only just adding another paw or so. Okay, we'll get that added back on. It was
Awesome.
actually, we wanted to have it on last year, just, there was some personnel changes at the paper and that
Yeah.
didn't work out. So.
Now, I did have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to have, I don't know exactly if this would be appropriate, but like little yard signs, like I know the Jingle Bell Run has signs directing, run this way for the route. Would it be possible just to have like one or two signs, just kind of, from up the street or over here, just kind of direct more traffic to the pet parade by chance? If that sounded better in my head, of course, but.
Well,
Where would you want that? Oh, you mean to direct them to where it starts?
The registration?
Yeah.
and what time is that? Is that 4:30 that starts?
Yeah, 4:30.
The registration?
Mhm.
It's already getting pretty dark by then.
Yeah.
So it would almost have to be by a lit sign, wouldn't it?
And we can't put it in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
I have a feeling the kids at Bank wouldn't mind a sign stuck in their hedge.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe
just
if you
points.
even just had a picture of a dog or a cat or, some kind of
Yeah.
parade, with an arrow with hardly any writing. People won't be able to see much because of the dark,
Exactly.
and little sign isn't very visible.
Mm-hmm.
But something along, stuffed animal or something on there with whatever.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure. I don't think they
Just
would
some
mind.
way to make it a little bit more visible.
Or
Right.
balloons.
No balloons.
I don't know, tie it to the sign. I don't know what the dog
We
balloon,
can't
I
have
don't know.
balloons anymore, remember?
Oh,
For
we
the
can't?
code.
Because
Oh, I
of
don't
the,
Because of the waving,
right.
Yeah, No
Oh,
balloons.
oh,
That's-
distraction.
That's an out.
I don't know.
But
Okay.
there's, I
That's
think
new
the
city
little stuffed
guidelines.
animal or dog or something, that
Right.
would be cute.
Right. And you can see right from here that the bank has a very dense hedge, and that your sign would
Oh,
be
yeah.
down and the hedge just further down.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you could do something like that. And
Okay.
it wouldn't be hard to find a bunch of stuffed toys, and they could be holding a little sign or
You could
something.
just get a-
Yeah.
Mhm.
3-foot slat, 4-foot slat, and staple a
Would they
sign on
be
it.
allowed an
I think they would
apron or
allow
not?
that.
On an A-bar?
Bless you.
I would say
Thank you.
probably that for this event, in the midst of it,
I know that since it's a city
It's a special
sponsored
event.
event or a city event,
Uh-huh.
we're exempt from certain rules than the normal public would be.
right.
So if somebody can get me that language or a copy of, or where you want to place it,
Okay.
I can send it off to the planning department and have them take a peek at it, but make sure that's
If you
okay.
had a
But
little A-board though, you could put the animals up and then you could sort of move it if you needed to.
or I can give you their
a little bit.
contact information and you guys can, that way I'm not stuck in the middle, you guys can
Right.
communicate directly and
Okay.
they'll tell you what's allowed and what's not.
Okay. that'd
But
be
just
great.
make sure you communicate that this is part of the city's Chimes and Lights
Yeah.
event.
And I think it's really valuable information, for people to, they're like wayfinding signs is what I would call them, wayfinding. Yep,
Pet wayfinding signs.
you got it.
I like it.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and we'll continue to include you and get your input on things.
Thank you.
Okay, and you have a crew assigned or is helping you to get set up and all?
Yes.
And you've cleared it with Kids at Bank, everything about that is all set, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because, I think each year we do, don't we, Bobby?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know.
So
who
is
does
it a POBSA sponsored event or are you guys on your own? How does that work?
I don't.
From my understanding, we
No.
partnered up.
Partnered with, okay,
Partnered. Yeah.
Mhm.
gotcha. Okay.
Okay, and what about the chamber involvement? What are they doing? Now, see, chamber used to kind of do this. Are
No,
they?
they're not involved with the pet parade.
No, but is there anything they are involved with?
As far as the Chimes and
Would be
Lights?
nice to know, wouldn't it? Let me check on that. I am president of the chamber. Why don't I know that?
Why don't you know that, Miss
I'll
Bobby?
find out.
Is
Yeah.
the chamber going to be sponsoring a tree?
Well, they certainly should.
It would be a
I'll
nice
find-
presence to
I'll
have.
get back to you
Because
on
right
that.
now, we don't have much, we don't really have a lot of connect with the
I
chamber.
think they should sponsor a tree for their top 15 members, for each member.
We have great sponsors. I was thinking maybe Stafford, who's our, our big sponsor,
Mhm.
might do it just with a.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
Oh,
Let me find out about that.
that really would be
You'd
nice.
think I should find out before now.
Well, it's not like you don't have anything else going on.
I think Hopsa. I can't remember who I am when I come to this meeting, to be truthful.
Okay, well, we'll find out about that then.
Okay.
Oh, I had a question. Are we doing our own plaque that says who the tree is by, or is the city
Oh.
doing that?
That's
We
a
are.
good question.
We are doing that, and actually, we're working on placeholders now. Janine
Mhm.
has this, oh, did it work?
So
It does work.
it laminated, yep. So
Does it seal pretty well?
It sealed very well, yes.
So I have, I don't know if you have an electronic machine that cuts that out or if you're just doing it by hand, but I do have a machine, I should be able to scan that in there and then it'll cut around the edges in the tree if you want.
Seriously? So you could cut all these out
I just scan it in
before?
and it'll,
And if you do that before we laminate, that way when we laminate, it's just the tree.
we could do it
that's in
before
here.
and after because it'll cut on that laminate and regular paper.
So Brandy, question, could we actually do that to be a two-sided piece so we don't need to use two pieces of paper? For this
Restate
lamination
that
process?
again?
Can we
It's
print both
double-sided.
sides, double-sided, the same image each side, so that we wouldn't have to do two pieces of paper inside? This-
Yeah, yes, because I think that's what we went to for one of them, right?
Yes.
Because we had
they're-
two
these
that
are
separated
two-sided
and
now.
then that's,
These are two
It's-
pieces of paper in here.
oh,
No,
it's
those
two?
those are all single. It's two-sided.
She switched
Oh,
it, yeah.
Yep, those are all just one.
Yeah,
piece
she
of
worked on
paper.
that last
To do
week.
that, so
Yes.
what we're
Yeah.
seeing here is just the little shadow effect.
Yes, and the reason I was trying to figure that out is because it's not exactly, like one side might be a
You
little
have to
bit
flip
longer
it.
than the other side, so
Yeah.
that's why it kind of.
Yeah.
And that's
I
fine,
learned that.
that's fine.
Great this year.
Okay.
I
But if
did
you didn't want any
double-sided.
white
When
showing,
you held it
or
up.
if you want it,
Oh.
so what it'll do is I can scan it and then it'll show the solid lines and then it'll cut right on the tree line, or I can give it, 0.01 inch out, so you only have like a 0.1 white showing or no white at all.
Okay, because what I was hoping to do then is to use like a paint stick, and on the ones with the two in there, run it basically up the middle,
Oh, gotcha.
and then just do staple in it, so it wouldn't show if it were in the middle. So if it's two-sided, if there's two, that's one way of doing it, and then just have this go in the pot.
Mhm.
But if we have it where it's just one,
How would you do the stick?
yeah, well, maybe we need to go back to the two pieces of paper and just run it in between. Because then, once we cut here, that opens up the space. And then these will be the placeholders in the pots. And when we print these out, could we actually reverse this type out to have this show up better? The white on here?
So with
This
that,
planter Christmas tree was adopted by, and have that be white reversed
Yeah,
out.
I can do that. Yeah.
It'll show up better because I'll have information.
So just
so if
change
you're
the
gonna
black
have
text to
that
Yeah.
as a placeholder in the pot,
And it's
that's
going
going to
in there.
affect your decorations.
No, it's just going in there this week. It's just
Oh, it's just,
before.
okay.
And what we talked about, we were trying to work out something for when the trees are in the pot. Maybe like a ribbon or something around the planter.
Around the planter, because you wouldn't want anything to interfere
Right.
with the look of the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're still working on that, but the city is taking
Thank you so
responsibility.
much.
Thank you for stopping. So I think what we'll do is we'll work on something,
Okay.
because we want them all to be the same.
Yeah.
And we'll find out again from Bill how many we can do. We keep running into these walls with our limitations, but we always come up with a good product too. So this week, if we can just, okay, let's go back to the two pieces of paper. Brandy, yes, the cutout would be heaven. And then we'll stick the stake in. I'm going to Lowe's, and I'll tell them that if we can get 60 of these little stakes, little painter sticks, then we'll just put their name as sponsor.
May I suggest you do it in reverse
We're
and have
doing
it
that.
white lettering?
We're doing that. We
Okay.
just switched it for visibility.
Yeah.
But then, this week, they'll be showing up in the planters that are sold.
Mhm.
And I think that will be good motivation.
That'd be good.
For people
Motivation.
to, if they
Yeah,
haven't and they
really.
want to buy the planter,
Yeah.
they'll be seeing that and go, oh,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, or if they have no idea and just honestly haven't seen it, they could see this and
Right.
call the city and say,
Oh, yeah.
what's going on with the
Yeah,
planters? That's
exactly.
a really good marketing opportunity.
Right, and I started
Yeah,
contacting
exactly.
certain groups to let them know that we were doing this. And I got information about the tree decorating contest as well as her involvement.
Mhm.
And those emails are going out this week and started last week.
Good.
So the port will have theirs soon, the yacht club, all of the kind of the fringe
Oh,
that will
good.
know about this
Yeah.
and the possibility of,
Well, you coming to POPSA really helped. That
Well,
was
I'll be there
great. I
again.
had lots of good feedback on that.
yeah, I'll come back again. So, you know.
Quick question, did you want me to keep the number
Yeah.
black or do you want that
Oh.
white?
Go ahead and do it. That doesn't matter.
I don't think that matters.
That'll just
Okay.
distract.
It's just mainly what it is and who's
Yeah.
got the
Yeah, and
tree.
this is
Sounds
actually
good.
one of the most important things, is
Yeah.
who's
Right.
done it.
Yeah.
And I think that the red is showing up pretty well. What do you think?
I would put it with white, with a white shadow around it if you can do that.
Okay.
Something to have it
Because,
So it's
stand out.
still
because it
red,
would
the
still
white
show
shadow.
up.
Mm.
Yep, I thought
White
that.
shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really the most important part of it,
Mhm.
is who's.
And then I'll have Janine print out a couple for me, or one or two or whatever, to print out 2 sheets.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so you can get that scanned in.
mhm.
You,
And
do you
then
think that realistically we could get them actually into the planners, say Thursday or Friday?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll go to Lowe's tomorrow and talk to them about these sticks.
Good idea.
Because I think that'll work pretty well. And then I'm just thinking, you know, staple that
Mhm.
on both sides, just, you won't really see the staples next to the tree.
Mm-mm.
And then that'll be kind of fun, having those show up downtown.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We'll get feedback on that,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I hope it's
Some of the
Good
smaller
feedback.
stores don't even know about it when I went in the candy shop, but she gave me her $50
I
real
was
quick.
pleased to see that.
Oh.
I just said to her, it's a must.
That's,
There you go.
That's the new owner. I haven't met them
Yeah,
yet.
She's very nice.
Do you think
Okay.
on Wisteria Lane?
She what?
I haven't been to Wisteria Lane yet.
Brenda?
Yeah.
She should have one.
Okay,
She has that teeny little tree. I wonder what that's gonna be. She has a little
Well,
tree
if
out.
she
It's planted
decorates
in
her
there.
front window, she ought to have a tree.
That
That's
tree,
true.
that
Yes.
window is just
Mhm.
amazing.
It's beautiful all the time.
Oh,
All the time.
and so
Put so
clean and
much
sparkly,
into it.
lovely. Yeah, just
She
like.
does a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that's it, everybody, unless you have something.
Okay, the date of the next meeting?
Oh, the third, this is the third week of October at 3:30. Look out.
We just thought the summer went fast. Wait till you see how fast the
I'm gonna
next
see the
few months go.
22nd. Is it the 22nd?
Is
No,
that,
it's the 15th.
Oh, because there's
Thursday.
5 Mondays, that's why. Yeah. So the 3rd, so to do the 15th?
15th.
Okay.
yes, earlier is probably better, that's fine. If that works for all you guys.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, yeah, 15th is it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Time goes